Hello and welcome to Hop Along Studio. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a quick unboxing video of some of the new craft supplies I just picked up from my local scrapbooking shop. So the shop that I actually got all these things from was Paper Pastimes. They're a local shop here in Calgary. They don't have an online store, but I just wanted to kind of showcase one of the local shops that I go to, because I really do strongly believe that if you don't shop local, then you won't always have these places open to take classes or do other things from. And because she does carry a lot of more things for scrapbooking, for mixed media art, as well as paint and other things, for me as a mixed media artist who likes to go between maybe some more things that we consider more crafty or other people's designs and creating my own work, it's a great place to get inspiration and try out some new things. So I'm going to start with some of the stencils that I got there today. So these paper rose stencils have been ones that I have been introduced to more recently, and I really like these designs. I love the strong geometric patterns. I love the swirls that also come with the chicken wire. I also love this mandala. I'm realizing how much I want the idea of mandala shapes in some of my work, but this way you can maybe do it a little bit more simply without having to draw everything by hand. And there's nothing I like more than bird stencils. Bird stencils are just fabulous for me, and I can't wait to try this on a project. This could be a great texture layer. This could be just the front of a card. It can also be a really great way of just adding mediums and other things through this to get some really cool effects. So I have this art journal stencil. I'm not too sure what to do with it. This is one that my husband picked out for me. He's like, it's really cool. You'll be able to do some really cool stuff with it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not too sure. But what I have found is anything that he picks out for me is usually something I figure out how to do something really interesting with, and something I would have never thought to try on my own. I saw this one for Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I just love the fact that you have the more architectural triangles, but then you also have these patterns on them that remind me of flowers. I think this is going to be a really great die to use. And even though I actually do already have a die cutting machine and I can make my own designs, sometimes I love trying things from different people just to mix things up. I don't have to always have my own designs to feel inspired by other people's work. And then I have these stencil art Ciao paper stencils, and I love these two. What I like about this one is I wasn't too sure if I should buy this one. It's very cool. I love the design. But I went, well, okay, you have the birds and you have this, but I thought about it and I went, how many times would I love to use this part of the image on multiple layers on an art journal page? And I'm like, okay, I'm sold on this. This is something I think I could really easily incorporate into my work. And this one as well, I love the clock and the butterfly, the keys. You could take all of these different stencil elements and just use them as individual pieces on your work, as well as you could really do the whole thing together. It's a really great way of just adding interest and texture, and not to always have to think of a stencil as being I have to use every part of the stencil. If I use the stencil just as it is, I feel like this has so much potential for coming up with interesting ways to incorporate this into my artistic practice. And I have to say I couldn't help myself but to get this mechanical SeaWorld scrapbooking paper. I absolutely love these sorts of images. I love the steampunk look. I love the whole distressed look on things. And so she had some 6x6 paper. I couldn't help myself. I just had to get it. And then what we have here are called Shiagami Japanese paper. So these are actually silk screened by hand, and but they are paper, and so I'm super excited to use them. You can see all the little bit of gold on these, and I love the cranes. They have these beautiful florals. The bamboo, I can think of so many ways I can use this in my work. Just look at that shimmer and just the design and the depth of design. The same with the cherry blossoms. I can never get enough of cherry blossoms in my work. And again, more cherry blossoms with those beautiful swirls in them. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to use some of these ones for just inside my journal pages, if I want to actually use them for adding on top of books or as interest on top of my book covers. I think they're going to be really strong. The way the paper feels is that it's going to hold up very well to a little bit more wear, I think, than a regular piece of paper. So I'm so excited to see where I can go with this. And as much as I generally create my own backgrounds, I have to say I found some of these paper collections really inspiring, and I just wanted to try to incorporate them in some of my art journal projects as well as some of my panel projects. And I was really enjoying a lot of these black and white papers. I love these black and white geometric patterns as well. And then I love the bird cages and the florals on this piece of paper. And this is another Prima Marketing sheet of paper. And then there's this Bow Bunny paper. And this whole collection here, I thought black and white. Usually I wouldn't always use black and white, but what I'm realizing is sometimes it's nice just to get some paper down before you add your art journaling. Or maybe you're die cutting. Maybe you're trying to add a variety of images onto your page. There's no reason that you can't use beautiful paper that's already been done for you that can be used in a really interesting manner. So I'm just going to try to take the tape off of these. So I actually just came home from the store and I thought I would film this right away because I didn't want to have to wait to do creative things. So this is a really quick filming just because I have some time today to create and I wanted to share this with you before I tore all these apart. So again, you have beautiful stripes. Lovely floral patterns, more gorgeous floral patterns. I do love some of these really textured feel because then you have pages like this that are a lot more plain that you could really end up having these work really well together. And then more of the florals, and you have this very deep black floral that would be great for texture. You could die cut something with this and get so many great ideas. And then just more lines. More floral bits. So you can see like the collection itself has so many different colors and textures. Not as much color because it's all grays and blacks, but more texture that you could be using in your work. And so that's why I looked at this and went, I think I can think of a lot of different ways that I can use a paper collection like this just in my work. And what's nice about that too is because I love using color. These are all black and white. Add your color on top. Add your paint. Add your inks. As you can see, there's so much you can do with this. And then the colors just, I think I've just come to the end actually. I think these are the same sheets as before, yes. So now we've kind of come through the whole collection. So looks like you have 2 of every single sheet of paper, which is also a great thing. So then you don't have to decide on how you're going to use it. You have more than one sheet to work with. And I just realized that these other ones I showed you also have other things on the back. Like bird cages. The geometric one also had this fun pattern on the back, and those can be very complementary. And then this one here with a really busy pattern has those nice black and white checker. And I love these feathers. I'm definitely going to be using this for the feathers, but again, if you want to cut this up, you also have that beautiful wood grain on the back. Oh, and I have one last stencil. And this one I am super excited to use with brush shows, do a lot of like black and white with pattern. I think this is going to work very, very well for a more vibrant art journal page. So there's also this art glitter glue. I saw a video about this yesterday that was using it for making books. I'm going to give it a try, see how it works, and see what my results are. So I hope you've enjoyed this little unboxing video. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Paper Pastimes. I've added their Facebook link below. If you ever have any questions about anything about this stuff, she is a wonderful resource to use. She's been in the industry longer than I've been alive, and she has been just a lovely person to always deal with. And so if you're ever in Calgary, stop by Paper Pastimes. They're a wonderful shop. They have lots of variety of projects and products, and they're always doing demos and classes and other things, and I'm hoping out that they'll be able to do that more as things open up over the next little bit. So I hope you have a really great week, and I will see you at the next video.